that it's the best to try in technology in all parts of the lesson. For warm-ups, I like to use the FCAT Focus, which is a website where they have the FCAT questions. For classwork, I use the Slate, where it allows you to walk around the room. Gets better classroom management because you can be right next to them or behind them. You don't have to stand with your back to them at the board. Homework, I like to use the school website. You post your homework to the website and then they can see what homework assignments you can give. And for assessments, you can use the Study Island, which is an online assessment that they do at home. Most of my lessons, my flip charts, I make from scratch off of the Active Inspire, which is the program that comes with the Promethean. And then I add things to them. I use the book website a lot to take pictures of the examples in the book. And also Google. I Google a lot with to find worksheets and games and stuff. The websites I use a lot are the CUDA software and Khan Academy are used a lot in class.
My biggest resource is other teachers, especially experienced teachers. They know what works and what doesn't, especially when it comes to differentiation. So that's my first resource, and that's my best one. I like to ask other teachers, and if I can't find it with them, which I usually can, I'll turn to the internet, because on the internet there's a wellspring of other teachers who have run into the same problems that I run into, and they can usually answer most of my questions that I can't get answered by a fellow teacher that I work with every day.
A blended classroom is when you use technology throughout your lessons, not just once in a while. In a blended classroom, you're constantly using technology along with your regular lessons, your textbooks, your worksheets, and the lessons that you stand up and teach. Ways that you can make your classroom a blended classroom is by integrating the use of computers with the programs that are offered, such as Study Island and Accelerated Reader and Think Central. Other ways are by using the Promethean, such as Promethean Planet, and showing Safari montage videos, and just using anything that you can find to show the students a real-world idea of what's happening.
A truly blended classroom would be one where you have some students that are enjoying the uses of technology while others are kind of receiving direct instruction. Ideally, you would want access to computers. We have our laptop carts in the media center, which are great. Anytime that we have a virtual lab going on, we tend to bring our laptop carts in, and the kids that already know kind of what's going on, they get started, and then I'm able to teach on the other side of the room to the kids that maybe need a little bit more instruction to clarify some concepts. So you get kind of the best of both worlds. They get to directly involve themselves in the technology while I'm still able to instruct them in the front of the class.
A blended classroom has regular instruction along with technology-mediated instruction. So you're teaching them normally and you're using technology at the same time. So ways that I do that is the pollseverywhere.com, where they text in their answers. So we teach a lesson and then I pull up Study Island questions and they text in their answers. Another really good way to do that is if you're in the computer lab, you can teach the Study Island notes, and then they can work on the Study Island in class while you're there to help them. My name is Lauren Kavanaugh. I teach Geometry Honors and Intensive Algebra 1. The main way I use the Promethean is the Slate that comes along with it. I use that daily, pretty much the entire class. It allows you to walk around, get better classroom management. I also use the Active Inspire that comes with the Promethean board that helps you to make your own notes. And I make the notes and I leave most of the stuff blank, and then they go back and we fill them in together as a class. So I post that to the website. The Promethean allows you to save the notes blank, and then I post it to a website. The kids can print it, bring it in. And then also once you're done with the notes on the Promethean, you can save the completed notes. And if a kid's absent, you can email them the completed notes or print them for the absent student. And I have no idea how many I just named.
Okay.
Oh, and the desktop annotate, the Promethean allows you to pull websites, practice tests up, and you can write directly on them as opposed to having to take pictures of it and save it individually.
The Promethean board, again, my best friend. As a in-class resource, I use it for planning. I write my lessons before I give them. Every night, as I'm planning my lessons or when I'm planning my unit, I put it all together. That way, it's ready to go, and I know what I'm teaching day in and day out. To save the notes is perfect. You can save them as the flip chart, or you can export it to a PDF, which you can print for the kids. You can upload to your website. Just always gives them access to the information that you're giving them. As far as assessment with them, they have the dual pen mode where you can actually have kids compete to race answering questions. If you have two pens, if you have the resources available, the kids love to use that, and especially the slate. The kids love to try to write with it. It takes a little bit of practice, but the kids love using that. So anything you can use it to get them involved, they like technology. So they do tend to enjoy that over written dry erase marker, kind of the old chalk and board method of teaching.
You can use the Promethean board for several things. You can use it as a visual because you can magnify the words or the pictures so the kids can get a clear visual. You can also use it as a hands-on tool where they can come up and move things around to better understand. You can also use it as a video projector. A lot of times I'm able to quickly find a video off of Safari Montage and show them something that's related to what we were reading or what we were studying. Another way to use the Promethean is you can go on Google Earth and you can show them exactly different areas in different countries, and it gives them a real world's eye view of what's going on. So using the Promethean can be really helpful because it gives you that visual right then and there, and it's interactive. Online assessments are assessments that you can give to students that are via the computer. Many times you can do this right after you've taught a lesson using Quizlets. They give you about 5 to 10 questions, and the students are able to answer. You can have them answer on a piece of paper, or you can have them actually be very interactive and show you by using little props to show you the answers they pick. You can also use online assessments at the end of a full lesson, and that can be done one-on-one where the students go up to the computer and they take a test on their own. Other ways are by doing the end of the year tests and mid-year tests. There are many assessments that you can give, and the wonderful thing about online assessments are that you have a detailed report that breaks down every strand for the parents, for yourself, and for the administrators to use as a tool to gather data. Is that good? Did I answer?
Perfect. That's great.
I'm
Okay,
done.
you're done.
Okay.
I
And
would like to.
if I could have you state your name.
Okay.
Yeah.
First and last name, and then elementary or whatever.
Hi, my name is Farheen Saber, and I'm a second grade teacher at Somerset Academy.
The main online assessment that I use is Study Island. I like it because it has notes for each section. So I incorporate those notes into my notes to add to it. Also, I like Study Island because when the kids do it, if they get a question wrong, it actually shows them how to complete the question. So I like to, I put up practice questions in my notes, and I take part of the notes from Study Island. So that way when they go home and do it, it's not the first time they're seeing those types of questions.
Using technology for differentiated instruction is very easy because you have all different styles of learners. You have children that can learn by seeing. You have some children that have to actually get up there and do things with their hands. And then you have learners who have to really hear what's going on for it to make sense to their brain. So using differentiated instruction with technology is a great tool because you're able to get to every student on their level, and technology helps them by seeing, hearing, and actually the use of touch because they get to go up, use the pen, move things around, and they get to see visuals. So it's a wonderful tool to use for all your learning styles.
Study Island actually differentiates a lot. If they score, it decreases based on the rigor. So if they score below a certain percentage on Study Island, they actually will give them more basic questions, and they'll have to answer the more basic questions first before moving on to the higher level questions.
Differentiated instruction, to me, one of the greatest tools is technology. The resources out there are endless. There's everything from, like I said, virtual labs, pre-made lessons. The Vernier Lab Pros that we just received last year are great. They're very high-end lab equipment that you can plug multiple probes into to do chemistry, physics, biology experiments, all kinds of things to get these kids involved and get them to see real-life data, real-time data. That is typically something you use for the kids that really kind of grasp it and they have a true love for the concept. They will take off with those Vernier Lab Pros, the advanced science methodology, and really just run with it. And then if you need to tone it down with just a basic virtual lab, that tends to get them, it teaches them the elementary concepts that they need in order to get to that point of using the higher end concepts.